What's going on, world? Your man, Mr. Mac, here with allhiphop.com. I'd like to welcome you to the Mechanism, welcoming a new face to the couch, fellow member of the Melanin Mafia. Got to salute that.
Yep,
We love that when it happens. Introduce yourself one time to the people.
What's up? My name is Dreezy. I'm from Chicago, female rapper. I'm just out here.
Right. This is the second. Chicago is really getting it popping. We are getting so many Chicagoans. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Chicago? Is it Chicagoans? We're getting so many Chicagoans in the building lately.
Who else you interviewed from Chicago?
Oh, well, the dude who just left, Sir the Baptist, he's from Chicago, Montana 300. He's also from Chicago.
I know him.
Yeah, Chance. We had a there's a lot of you guys. You guys are really getting it cracking. What do you think is that Dirk was just Lil Dirk was just here? What do you think is creating this surge of Chicago artists just coming out of the blue?
I think just the vibe that's going around, just the sound. I feel like we got the sound right now. We've been had the sound. Chicago always had a nice vibe, and like right now, I feel like the artist is coming from all over Chicago, so you getting different types of music. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Could you definitely put the drill on the map?
Who?
Not you specifically,
Yeah.
Chicago.
Chicago put drill, but yeah, you got rappers like Chance, you know what I'm saying, that's making all time. You got rappers like me, you know what I'm saying. My music is, I don't do drill music, you know, so it's just it's a different variety. So,
and we hear a lot about Chicago, but mostly it's the negative side. People tend to forget that the president is from there.
Yeah.
But they only want to talk about like the gang violence. What part of Chicago do you come from specifically?
Southside.
Southside of Chicago. That's the rough area, yes?
I mean, it's rough all over Chicago.
How did you deal with it coming up?
I mean, I'm a female, so I don't go through the same thing that the guys will go through. I just see a lot of stuff that's going around, and you know what I'm saying? I tell people, you just grow up early, I feel like, because you know what I'm saying? You move different, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like I live in LA now, there's a lot of carefree people, you know what I'm saying? They just getting drunk and they don't know who they friends is. They like Uber drivers are asked to move in with you. It's real friendly, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's
Wait, what?
It's real, like roommates, they do the roommates, it's real friendly in LA, but in Chicago, you grow up different. Like, my mama taught me always, don't talk to strangers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Keep walking. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to answer to nobody. Like, it's just, you move different. So I just feel like, that was my whole part of it. And just seeing it growing up, my brother, what he go through or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just witnessed it.
What was the reaction when you first started coming out with your own music and first started going out to perform? Like, I know everybody's looking at, this little girl who's just coming up, and now all of a sudden she's on stage holding a mic and people are kind of getting behind it. What was the reaction like?
I always been doing music, and I was writing before I was doing music, but I always been doing music. So if you really knew me, you knew, like, you know what I'm saying, like this kind of just always what she been doing. But to a lot of people, it was just a surprise. It was a lot of good feedback, and that's what made me keep going, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, everybody kept pumping my head up. And then I started putting little videos out. My first video did like 50,000 views, and I'm like, I don't even know 1,000 people probably, you know what I'm saying? So I just kept doing it, like, just it started doubling. And then I started working with people in the city that, like, people you name, like, it just kept growing. So I just saw what I could do, and I wanted to keep going with it.
What was your family's reaction when they first saw the video and all the views? And I'm not talking because they knew you were musically inclined. But now other people are starting to catch on, and now people are starting to mention you and maybe recognize you when you go outside, and it's kind of a different thing. How's the family adjusted?
At first, they weren't really with it. Like,
Really?
Yeah, just not that they weren't with it. It was like they knew I did music. It was like, first I was singing when I was a little girl, so of course they thought that was cute. Like, yeah, let me support my baby. Then I stopped singing. Like, that was just over with for me. Then I always been writing to myself. And when I got in high school, I started rapping. So it's just like, I started going to the studio with the guys. I started smoking. I started, you know what I'm saying, a whole nother thing. Then they just like, like, we don't know what she really on. Then like I went to college, I dropped out like the first month. And it was just like, you know, they really wanted me to go to college, and you know what I'm saying? They just started seeing like, they knew I did music, but they started seeing like I'm starting to take risk with it. You know what I'm saying? So they just didn't know. They didn't know what I was doing. So I just had to prove it.
Are they on your side now? Have you proved it to them?
Yeah, of course.
I guess.
Yeah, they super happy.
What did it take for
It's a
them
360.
What did it take for them to come on board? What was the moment where they were like, okay, this is really happening, and we should be happy for her because it's going good?
I don't know. I think maybe probably when people start coming to their jobs when they probably start hearing my stuff on the radio. Like they start calling me like, your song was on the radio, and that's like in full rotation. Like you'll hear 5 times a day if you just ran around in the car. Like, so they call me for stuff like that. They real geeked up. Like my album just dropped, my first album. They real excited about that. You know, seeing me on VH1, I just did the HipHop Honors tribute. Like, you know, they starting to see it. So
how was that? I was at the honors. How was that for you?
It was fun. Yeah.
You're surrounded by legends of the industry.
It was definitely an experience. Definitely something I won't forget. Just being around, just the women that just changed the game. You know what I'm saying? I just took it in. Like, I know I'm at the right place.
When it was time, you performed for the people who maybe didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Which track was yours?
I did the Salt and Pepper tribute with Keke Palmer.
That's what I thought. How nuts was it for you were you backstage when Rich Homie messed up the lyrics to Get Money?
I was backstage, but I wasn't watching. Like, I think I might have just left. Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Then I seen it on Twitter, but you know.
Keep the mic close.
Yeah. I seen it on the internet, but he apologized for it. I saw his letter. I thought that was decent. They gave him a pass.
It was cool. I don't know, man. It's one thing when you're young, but you guys are in the same age bracket, and you went word for word with a song that was older than the one he was doing. I don't know how you messed that up. You guys got Google. Everybody's got a phone. He could have, been doing the research before he hopped out on stage. It's not even that many words. Maybe I should. Maybe I should chill. I will say this. It was a little odd watching you perform a Salt and Pepper song with this baby face that you have.
Why?
That is insane to me. I don't know if you and Pharrell are related or what are you doing here? Yes, as young as he looks and as young as you. When you say high school, I'm like, graduated? College? Wait, who's college? College of what? Where does this college exist?
Yeah.
You look all of 12, and then you start.
That's good. Tell me that, because I feel like I'm getting old.
When you start rapping, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Like these words that come out of this fresh face, I had to keep looking at the cover to make sure I had the right joint in.
Gotta keep it, black don't crack.
I guess not. How do you?
You said we in the Melanin crew. That's what you said.
Yeah. Shout out to Audra the rapper. She gave me that one, Melanin Mafia.
I know Audra.
I'm gonna be running with that one from now. I would like to see, because it's a whole new crop of female MCs coming out, and you guys are depending less on looks and more on actual music and skills, and not that that's not always been a thing, but you normally only saw that from the women who went on to be legends. Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, the women we know and we celebrate.
Yeah.
But there was a long time in there where, the girl, it was all about how they looked and how they dressed, and that was kind of all that mattered. But I see you guys are like really going in with the bars, and the songs have to be right, and the structure has to be right. What drives you for that? Is it a matter of competition? Where does that come from? The need to get it just right.
I'm an Aries for one, so I feel like I'm a perfectionist. I'm independent. I like to boss up and get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? I'm a leader. Like, that's just all my traits. Like, and with myself, I just can't let myself fail. I don't know about everybody else and how they move. I just know I represent for myself and my fan base, and that's just what I put out. My work effort. I know hard work pay off. And I always took risk in my life, like I said. So I always got to be able to back it up. I can't just talk, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I said I want to do this, and whatever I do, I want to be the greatest at it. So I'm just doing what I got to do. I'm taking it as far as I can. And I don't feel like I got to show nothing for that. And I never been that type of female. Like, I used to always cover up because I used to think that I used to be insecure about myself, basically. So I used to cover up. So now that I'm older, like, I wear a little stuff. I would have never worn stuff like this. I feel like this enough for me. I feel comfortable.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
Ain't nothing wrong with, this is fine.
Yeah.
Could have been nice. You saw what Keke Palmer was rocking. Glad you didn't come in that outfit specifically.
That's my girl. Shout out to Keke, man.
Again, I'm getting off the topic. No, that outfit was off the chain. I'm just saying.
She looked nice to me.
Yeah, she looked great. It was a lot. I wasn't expecting it. It was a lot. Anyway, moving on. 'Cause I'm getting way off the topic here. Chicago. So much is made about Chicago. Every time there's a cop incident where they kill somebody, one of the first things people say is, yeah, but there's so much black on black crime in Chicago. They almost use it as a scapegoat. When people say Black Lives Matter,
Right.
they shout, well, all lives matter, and how come you wasn't saying that when people were killing each other in Chicago? But I don't think people understand how many protests happen all the time in Chicago over the crime rate, over the black on black violence.
Yeah, they shut down a Trump rally in Chicago for protesting so hard.
Word?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, and you've come up with, do you have any brothers and sisters? Do you, the cops gotta be, I can't even think about how the cops must act in Chicago around you guys. You run into cops,
Yeah, I don't really, like, with me, like I said, I'm a female. I don't really go through as much. Like, we done got pulled over by a cop just so he could get our number. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they just need to do their job. You know what I'm saying? I done got pulled over before for little stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just for maybe the smell of stuff in the car or whatever. But, I ain't never went through brutality. But, I know the guys get harassed all the time just for being on the block. When I kick it on the block with them, the police will pull up just to see what's going on. We'll just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just me being, like I say, I witness it. I see what be going on. Yeah, they be on BS sometimes, but instead of being where they need to be, that's how I feel.
Is that why you moved?
Nah, from the police, I moved for my career and just because it was better opportunities in LA. But now that I have lived in LA for so long, because it's been a year and some months, but now that I see, like, I can see the violence, like, from an outside view, it's just real bad. It make me want to get my people up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because I could walk out the house and not really got to worry about nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, but I just want to get my people up out of there.
The album is out.
Yeah.
What do people know about that one time?
Shout out to my album. My first album is called No Hard Feelings. It dropped July 15th, so you could get it now on iTunes exclusively. Yeah.
If people don't know you, what can they learn about you from listening to that
album? Self-worth. A lot of self-worth, empowerment, just motivation. You know what I'm saying? Getting through situations and coming out better on the other side. It's called No Hard Feelings, so that's really what it meant to me. Just for everybody that just kind of underestimated me, or just even in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? If you slept on me or did me wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. So I just realized my self-worth, and I'm moving forward. No hard feelings.
That's a dope lesson. It's nice not to hear, you know, all men are dogs and bitter this and
Yeah.
angry that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, it's a little cocky. It's like, I'm cool. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't hold no grudges with you either. Like, I wish you the best. I'm doing better.
Does it annoy you when you hear that so much from like other women that just seemed angry and they didn't let it go and they just want to hold a grudge?
Nah, because I definitely understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand where it's coming from. And even with no hard feelings, it's like, this is lessons of my life. Like, I'm still teaching myself at the same time, you know, because I done been in situations where I done got mad because when it's like when you be in relationships with somebody that's like your friend. So if a friend betray you or do you wrong, it's like you gonna be mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why it take a strong person to get through it, you know, and that's why it takes you gotta learn how to love yourself enough to know, you know what I'm saying, to move forward. And you know, so that's what this album is. It's just, you know what I'm saying, you could just vibe to some good music, but I'm dropping some keys in that too.